so this is my first Sims YouTube video, so I just kind of wanted to introduce myself. I'm Inuyasha Rules 6596, and so far I have 3 main games on my account. Give it a second to load. I have 3 main games. I have my Lore Olympus based Sims, just roughly inspired by or based on. Then I have my Inuyasha Sims, again, just roughly kind of based on, not exact. And then I have Steven Universe Sims. So, as far as households I have on here, I'm going to start by showing off my Lore Olympus Sims based on the comic book, the webcomic Lore Olympus. If anyone is familiar with that, it is based off Greek mythology. Now, most of the, if you're not familiar with it, most of the characters are adults in the webcomic, but my characters, the main characters that I have are children. So I will just introduce you to the households that I have made. There are plenty of characters that I have not made yet, but I am willing to, add them in at later times. Alright. I was gonna show it like this, but I actually may do it off the Manage Households page. Running kind of slow right now. So while the rest of these are loading, my first household that I made on here is the Olympian household. It consists of Kronos, do it. Might be easier to do it this way, so I can actually so it's Kronos, Rhea, Zeus, Poseidon. The freak is up with his outfit? Hades and Cerberus. For those of you who don't watch or read the comic book, Hades is one of the main characters. He does have 7 or 8 dogs, I believe, but I only have Cerberus in the household at this time. When I do eventually age them up after I've played for a little while and done the videos for a little while, I will add the rest of, or most of the dogs. I don't know if I'm going to be able to add all of them, because at some point he and Persephone are going to be living together, and Sims does have an 8-person household. I am going to manage. I don't know what the hell is going on with. Poseidon's outfit, so we're gonna go check that out.
What are you?
Alright, again, we have Cerberus, who is... I made him a pointer, but... This is Cerberus. You have Rhea. Now, most of the characters in the webcomic have unusual skin tones. Like, Rhea's skin tone is actually pink as well as her hair is, but I don't like that aspect in the Sims. Like, I don't like to use the funky skin tones in the Sims, so I just did them as, you know, normal skin colors. They're not all white. There's Kronos. He's got a little man bun, business suit. Hades. His character in the webcomic actually has white hair and not blonde hair, which I will fix when he gets older because the children in The Sims cannot have the fun hair colors. They can only have like natural hair colors. So it's just blonde for right now. Poseidon actually has green hair in the webcomic. Again, something I will change later. And then you have Zeus, who is purple hair. They do also have like their color, like Hades' color is blue, Poseidon's color is green, Zeus' color is purple. So I am trying to stick with that aspect. Now, as for what the heck happened with... That one looks normal, 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 that looks normal. Okay. All his outfits are normal, so I don't know why his little icon is like funky looking. Like he's wearing a funky outfit and he's... Please excuse my odd commentary. I've never really done YouTube videos before, and I don't know how to edit the videos later, so I'm not editing any of the commentary that I make at all. Oh, some of the other households loaded. Alrighty. So, I don't know what was up with that, because his icon does not match any of the outfits that he's wearing in Create-A-Sim, so not totally sure what's up with that. Might check that out later. So that is the Olympian household as of right now. I don't have some characters made, like Ares. I don't have Ares made yet because obviously Zeus is a child and so is Hera. So they can't have a baby and have Ares because they're children. That would just be plain weird. Second household I'm going to show off is the Barley household. It is Demeter, Persephone, and Pamela, who is actually technically one of Hades' dogs, but I thought it would be more appropriate for Pamela to live with Persephone. Again, Persephone's color is pink, but her hair is red as of right now. I will change it to a more pink color when I age them up. Demeter's colors are purple and green. So her hair in the webcomic is purple, and that's the closest that looks more pink, but it is actually the closest we have to purple in The Sims because I don't use mods or custom content. It makes my game laggy. The next household I'm going to show off is the Wise household, which consists of Mateus, Hestia, and Hera. So Mateus is the mother of Hestia, Hera, and Demeter. So they were originally all one household, and I split them off so that they could all be like family members, but live in separate households. So there is that house. And then you have the Sparks household, which is Hermes, his mother Maya, and their cat, who is not really a webcomic character from Lore Olympus. I just have the Cats and Dogs expansion pack and like to give my households pets. So Fuego is a female adult tuxedo cat who is orange and actually kind of looks like a tiger. You can't see it in this picture, but Fuego does have little like tiger stripes. Alright, so that is these three households. Then we're gonna go up here. We're gonna look at the Craft household, which consists of Kate and her father Perseus and her mother Asteria, who also are not, most of the parents that I have made are not characters in Lore Olympus, but they are based on like actual Greek mythology characters. And then they have a cat named Jinx, who is again not a Lore Olympus character. I just made them a cat because I like to make animals. Jinx is a Himalayan cat. In this household here in this corner is the Archer household. You have Leto, Apollo, Artemis. Artemis's cat Retinia, and then Holly is actually based on a friend of mine's dog who sadly passed away about the same time that I made this save file. So Holly is a Labradoodle, and this character was just mainly to honor Holly for my friend. And then these two households down here in the bottom are the Eclipse household, which consists of Nyx, Thanatos, god of death, and Helios. So all three are characters in the webcomic, but they are not Nyx is canonly Thanatos' mother, but Helios is just that's kind of a fan thing more than a canon thing. I just liked the idea so much that I added it into the scene. And then you have the Amor family, which consists of Aphrodite, Dione, who again is not a Lore Olympus character, just a character based on the Greek mythology figure, who is actually Aphrodite's mother. Aphrodite is based on a Lore Olympus character, but at this time she is a child. And then they have a bunch of cats. Morticia, Gomez, Pugs, and Wednesday. And yes, their cats are based on the Addams family. I just felt that Gomez and Morticia fit with the love theme of this household. So I added that in because it made me laugh. And then later on, while I was playing the game, before I figured out how to record these videos, they had kittens. So we have Pugs, who is based on, or named after Pugsley Addams, and we have Wednesday, who is named after Wednesday Addams. I had a lot of fun with that. And yes, they are all spoiled. as many cats are. Very spoiled. I'm not going to go into actually showing off their houses in this video because, like I said, it's more of an introduction video, and I really just wanted to show off my save files in it. So we're going to go to options, and we're going to go look at the next save file that I have. We're going to go back to the main menu and open up the next game. So the next game I'm actually going to show off is my Steven Universe Sims file. Because I wanted to save the Inuyasha file for last because that is a lot of my social media presence, is just anything related to Inuyasha. Inuyasha Rule 6596 is my social media tag on just about everything, including the Sims Gallery. You can also find me on DeviantArt. Well, okay, so the second 6 got cut off in my gallery username, but it is Inuyasha Rule 659. So the next game I'm going to show off, for some reason it says I need to restart that. Don't really know why. So I'll figure that out in a minute after I'm done recording all of this. Alright, so as far as this save file goes, I have in my Lore Olympus and my Inuyasha file, most of the people live in Newcrest. This one is a little different because I actually have a few households in Sulani because it's an island, you know, kind of like Beach City. And then I have some of them in San Myshuno as well. So I'm going to show most of the gyms live on Sulani. I'm going to show off the Sulani households first and then go back to the other. Alright, let's see here. So, first house we're going to show off is the Universe house. We have Greg Universe, Rose Quartz, Steven Universe, who is set as a toddler for the moment, just because I don't use toddlers a lot, and for this one I just felt like using toddlers. And then we have Lion, who is an African long-hair cat, because why not? It's the best I can do. And he is fluffy, free-spirited, and aloof, which I thought was pretty accurate for Lion. It says these cats don't really need owners, they're just here for the free food. Really accurate to Lion's character, I believe. This house is the Diamond House. We have Blue Diamond, Yellow Diamond, White Diamond, and then we have Spinel, who is not actually a diamond, but if you've seen the Steven Universe movie, then you know who Spinel is. And Spinel, the three diamonds are set as Rose Quartz's sisters, and then Spinel is set as White Diamond's daughter. There's that house, and then we have the Maheshwaran, Doug Maheshwaran, Priyanka Maheshwaran, and then we have Connie Maheshwaran, who again is a toddler and is just loosely based on the Connie Maheshwaran that we know from the show, because I can't be 100% show accurate in The Sims. So that's these three households, and then we have this house. This household is actually one of my favorite households. So here we have Peridot. It says Lazuli household, and yes, they are married. It's not canon 100%, but it is a huge fan-based ship, and I do love it. So Lapis and Peridot are married. This is Peridot Lazuli, also mostly because Peridot didn't have a last name, and you kind of have to have a last name in The Sims. And then you have Lapis Lazuli. I love this dress on her. It just fits and really well with her character. She does have an angel wing tattoo on her back, you just can't see it in this picture. And then you have Pumpkin! Unfortunately, I can't have an actual walking pumpkin in this game, so the Pomeranian is the best I could do. And then, over here, we have the Jim household. I do plan on adding more like Jasper and Bismuth and other Jims and characters. I do have several brief spots, and I'm definitely willing to change up a few things. So, but anyway, in the Jim household, we have Ruby, Sapphire, who are a married couple. We have Amethyst, we have Pearl, and then we have Garnet, who is the daughter of Sapphire and Ruby. Looks like it's all of the households I have on Sulani, but I also have these two restaurants down in this bottom corner. I have Fish Stew Pizza, and I have the Big Donut, which it's not owned by, like, we don't know who owns it in the show anyway, but in the Sims game, the Barrigas own it, which is Lars's family. And I just had it that way because eventually I'll probably turn the Big Donut into that space bakery that Lars has in Steven Universe Future. But yes, I also have the pizza family. They're in the other residential world. So I have 5 households in San Myshuno. I can never say it right. San Myshuno. So the ones I have are Allium, which is like a, I think it means onion in Latin. A friend of mine who also watches Steven Universe suggested it. It's part of like the scientific family name or something for onion. So you have Yellowtail. You have Vidalia. You have Sour Cream, who was really, really fun to make. Sour Cream is one of my favorite characters. And you have Onion, who, once again, is a toddler like Steven and Connie are. I don't know why, but this is one of my favorite households to play with, and this apartment just felt really accurate to their household. It's very colorful and full of creativity, and it does have the home studio lot, which helps with like creative. Also that where it says 2 beds, 1 bath, there is 1 bathroom, but I did convert this one room into an extra bedroom, so it is a 3-bedroom apartment. I just didn't change it in the settings for that household, which honestly doesn't matter that much. Alright, so there is the Allium household. have a couple of households in this apartment complex. So I have 2 played households. This is just like a game setup, like NPC household. I could play it if I wanted to, but it's not Steven Universe based, and honestly, if I need the apartment, I'll probably kick him out later anyway. So here we have the Miller family, which just consists of Sadie and her mother Barb. That's Barb, but Sadie and her mother Barb. I did go ahead, I know at the beginning of the series, Sadie has more of like a pink, happy, princessy type vibe, and then towards the end of the series, after she starts Sadie and the Killers, she has more of that punky vibe. But I did go ahead and make her the more punky version. I think she does have a couple of outfits that are more in the pink princessy side, like her party and her formal outfits. But other than that, it's mostly like I used a lot of the eco living stuff for her because it just felt like her particular style. And then across the hall from the Millers, we have the Barriga family, which is Dante, Martha, Lars, and then I gave them a dog named Sprinkles just for the whole donut pastry type vibey thing. I like to give my households pets. And then we have the Dewey family. We have Bill Dewey, or Mayor Dewey. And then we have Buck Dewey. And then in this apartment complex, we have the pizzas. So we have Nanafwa Pizza. We have Kofi Pizza. We have Jenny, and we have Kiki. And they are twins. Alright, and I think that is the last household. The only other thing that I want to say about this played game is that I do have a... You can't make a band, but you can set up a club. So I do have a Sadie and the Killers club set up that includes sour cream, Sadie, I always forget his name, Buck, and Jenny. Jenny or Kiki? It was Jenny. So I do have the 4 of them set in a club that is kind of supposed to represent Sadie and the Killers, and a lot of the activities are music related. Alright, so that is so far that is the Steven Universe Sims save file. We're gonna exit back to the main menu. Always, always, always save your game. Like, even if you didn't do anything, I would save your game. I've been saying it for years, but I'll say it again. Sims 4 needs autosave. You guys can't see it because I don't have the video camera on, but I talk a lot with my hands. So as I'm commentating on this game, I'm literally like sitting here doing hand motions with my hands that y'all cannot see. Some of the videos I've made use the video camera, but I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna do that. Alright, and the final game that I wanted to show off is my Inuyasha Sims, which is the first of these 3 games that I made. And I have done so many different versions of this over the years. Not just in this particular save file, but just over the years. I've done several different versions of this save file. Mostly because I've had to uninstall and reinstall my Sims game and got a new computer and all that jazz. This is probably one of my most played games, and it does involve a lot of stuff from Yashahime if you haven't seen that, so just fair warning, it does have a couple of characters from that, and I'll probably add more characters from that. So the first household that I want to show off is obviously going to be, I called it Hanu, just because that's like, it means half demon, so it made a fitting last name for the Inuyasha household. So this is Inuyasha, mostly red-based outfits. And then you have Kagome, who has a more modern, casual look than her in-show counterpart. Then you have Shippo that just kind of lives with them, like he's not set as related to them, but he just kind of lives with them because I didn't know where else to put him. Then you have Moroha, who is a Yashahime character, the daughter of Inuyasha and Kagome. And then you have Midoriko, who is their dog. Not really like representative of Midoriko, but I wanted to represent her in some way, so I just made her their dog. Nothing against Midoriko, I just needed a way to represent her and her importance to the show. And let's see. The next household I'm going to show off is the Daiokai household, which are actually Inuyasha's parents. And you have Toga, Inuyasha's father, who I don't know if they ever say his name in the show or not, honestly. He is more featured in the third movie. Then you have Izayoi, who is featured some in the show, not very much, but in the very beginning there are some, it's not really her per se, but they do have like a demon portray her to trick Inuyasha into some stuff. It's complicated. And then you have Taisho and Inukimi. Taisho is representative of Toga's demon form. He turns into a giant dog, much like Sesshomaru does. So that is a representation of that. And then Inukimi is representation for Sesshomaru's mom. Again, nothing against her. She's a really gorgeous character. I just didn't have a place for her, so I put her in this form. She does also turn into a giant dog, so I found it was appropriate to just have her like this. So you can't really marry dogs off in The Sims, which makes no sense to me, but they are together, and Midoriko is actually their pup. I don't know. If you look at the little pictures, Midoriko looks just like Inukimi. She does actually have two different color eyes, though. She's got one blue eye and one gold eye, and Taisho has blue eyes and Inukimi has gold eyes. And the next house is the Yokai house, which is Sesshomaru's house. So you have Sesshomaru, Rin, who, for my state of mind, is his daughter. She is not his daughter in Yashahime. She actually does go on to become his wife and mother of his two children, who I have not created yet. Because as far as my Sims game goes, She is his daughter, she's not his wife, because I found that a little odd. And then you have their dog, Demon, who I think I made Taisho's brother. I don't really remember, but again, it's just really a representation of his dog form, like his demon form. So that's all the dogs really are in this right now. And we have a cat named Jockin, who is there to represent Jockin because I can't make a small frog-like creature in The Sims. But yeah, they have a green cat named Jockin. Most of the cat furniture in their house is also green. Alright, then we're gonna go over here. Over here we have the Miko household, which is consistent of Kikyo and Kaede. And there are two cats, Jewel and Shiko. Because I needed a way to represent that. So they have two cats named Jewel and Shikon. Jewel is black with some pink detailing, and Shikon is white with some pink detailing, and the pink just represents the Shikon Jewel. She is also a doctor, I believe. It doesn't say it on here, but I do believe I put her in the doctor career. Then you have the Slayer Monk household. So you have Songo Slayer, and then you have Moroku Monk. I couldn't really come up with any creative last names on this one, honestly. Then you have Kohaku Slayer, who is Songo's younger brother, and then you have Moroku and Songo's two twins, Gyokuto and Kino, which I actually think I just shortened her name. I can't remember if that was her full name or not. And then they have Kilala. Don't really know why in Japanese that RA sounds like la and not ra, but that is how it is pronounced, Kilala. And I ain't correcting myself because I've been watching Inuyasha since forever. It's been over a decade, like that's how they say it, so. And then over here you have the Higurashi family, which just consists of... And Kagome was actually Kagome and Inuyasha were part of this household and at the very beginning, and then I split it off. Let me make sure that that's still... I'll fix that later. So, you have G Higurashi, which G actually just means grandpa in Japanese. So this is Kagome's grandfather. And then her mom, who doesn't, they never say her actual name, so they just call her mom. Kagome always just calls her mom, so her name on the Sims game is just Mama Higurashi, because I wasn't creative enough. And then you have Sota Higurashi, who later in Yashahime does go on to adopt one of Sesshomaru's twin children, because she gets transported to modern-day Japan. It's very confusing if you don't watch the show, but that's probably not going to happen in the Sims game. And then you have Buyo, who is just a fat Japanese bobtail. And the last household, the biggest one in this game, it is the Onigumo household, which is Naraku and his incarnations, which are actually just all set as his siblings, I want to say. I literally just looked at this the other day, because I couldn't remember if they were his siblings or if I had set them as his children. I think they were all set as his siblings. So you have Byakuya, who isn't actually introduced in. If any of you are new to watching Inuyasha, he is a character that is introduced in the final act. Then you have Muso, who, honestly, like, that character kind of confused me the first few times that I watched Inuyasha. He is what was left of the original Naraku, like the human Naraku, because Naraku is a half demon. He expelled that part of him, and then it took on its own, like, persona. Stole the face of some monk named Muso, so he just took on that name. Again, that's kind of a complicated character. And not all of the incarnations are here, just kind of the main ones that actually had, like, a big deal. Like, some of them were only shown for, like, an episode or two, so I didn't really include those. Plus, there were just so many of them that I had to narrow it down to the important ones. Then you have Muso. So you have Muso, and then Kagura, the all-important Kagura, one of my favorite characters in the show. She is in a relationship with Sesshomaru because that should have been endgame. And she will most likely be mother of his twins at some point. I think the last time I played on this save file, they got engaged, but I can't 100% remember. We're gonna say they were, or I was working on it, so. Then you have Naraku, the main from this household, and he is actually in a relationship with Kikyo, because I don't care what anybody says, that was endgame, and Kikyo was super toxic to Inuyasha. Honestly, Naraku and Kikyo together are also really toxic, but yeah. All the dude ever wanted was for Kikyo to love him, and demons took advantage of him, and I felt really bad for him. Then you have Akugo, which actually is the Japanese word for infant, so he just kind of represents the infant that later half became Hakudoshi. Again, kind of complicated character there. The infant was, if I remember correctly, was Naraku's heart, just expelled from his body. And the infant was later split in half, and half was given to Kagura, who turned into Hakudoshi. So Hakudoshi and Akugo are twins. Because, like, if you watch the show before the half of the infant grew into Hakudoshi, like, they were twins. They had the same hair color and everything. And it was really cute, like, kind of pinkish, like, really light pink white hair color, which unfortunately I couldn't do in this, and I probably won't do, just because I do like the blonde, and his hair is close to blonde. It's like a really, really, like, light pink. Like, almost this, like, this color, the color of these cherry blossoms. It's funny because they all also have they both have, like, the mean trait, and then Naraku actually has the evil trait. I tried